What's going on, y'all? So, as you can see, I'm at work, and I'm on break. So, I just got through looking at Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, season 6, episode 17, and let's discuss a little bit, okay? I was gonna wait till I got home, but since it's so fresh on my mind, and I got a couple of things to say, but yeah, the episode was cute. I ain't even gonna lie, it was cute. But let's just get into it right quick. Bianca and Daniel. The way he did a complete 180 is just like, whoa. And it's like, so were you really playing this girl from the jump, or did the girl really just start getting on your nerves and you start really seeing what she was, how she really was? And I feel like 35% of me want to say yes, he was playing her in the jump. You know what I'm saying? And then 65%, okay, yeah, 65%, baby, I got to do the math. 65% of me is wanting to say that, no, he began to really like her, but then saw how she really was and how she was getting on his nerves, and that she was childish. And that's just really all that it is to it. Because again, we can feel bad. Well, I don't feel bad for nobody, okay? Because y'all put yourselves in this situation. You knew exactly what it was going into this, Bianca, that you was with a man that was in prison, and you are so freaking immature, childish, young-minded. Your own friend was trying to tell you that this is not the right move, and you didn't want to listen or whatever. People always think that they know everything. You know what I'm saying? So they want to do stuff on their own, and sometimes you have to let people just go out there and figure it out and let them fall or succeed. Take the steps on their own. And if they fall, lesson learned. If they succeed, cool. You know what I'm saying? You proved us wrong. But baby, no. She and him are still staying in that apartment because both their names are on the lease. And at this point, he ain't got nowhere else to go. He has yet to ask one of his friends, could he stay with them or whatever. I don't know if he will ask them. But his whole thing is, I guess since, we roommates now. And he is talking to other women online and all that stuff or whatever. But, he hasn't brought anybody home. And I do appreciate the friend that he was talking to, this particular friend, because he was the one that was in jail with him, and he had already told him, I told you once you started to talk to this girl that she was too young for you, and her mind was not there. She was so young-minded, and that you had to think, who in their right mind would actually get up and talk to somebody that's in prison and then willingly just uproot their life? Because they were not talking that long before she decided to just go ahead and move to Arizona, to be with him once he got out. You know what I'm saying? So you got that going on. And again, that's why I feel like when it comes to Daniel's side of the thing, yeah, he probably was trying to play her. You know what I'm saying? Trying to milk it and get what he could out of her because, he got her to tell her that he got her to tell him that, she had that settlement or whatever. But we haven't seen him ask for any money or whatever, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't happened. But at the same time, they did have a conversation. And she is so delusional, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us been there before where we've broken up with somebody and we like, I give it a couple of days or a couple of weeks, they'll be back. You know what I'm saying? And that's how she was, because when we first see her, she's cleaning up the apartment, fixing his stuff, because she's like, oh, he don't even sleep in a bedroom with me or whatever, and it's like, for him to just walk out like that, if he really was done, he probably would have just took all his stuff and he would have left. Baby girl, he ain't got nowhere to go yet. And technically speaking, he don't really need to go unless you go and get the cops and say, hey, he's violating his probation, or hey, he done did something to me that he not supposed to and I want to press charges and get him out or get a restraining order or something like that. But none of that has happened. His name is on the lease, so he can stay there. And If he's not up there trying to get it in with you or talk to you, baby, get that man his space before he blow up at you and do something else to actually put his ass in jail, okay? And that's what he was saying. He was saying, like, she'll come up in there trying to say, hey, don't you want to come sleep up in his bed? Because this is more... No, leave him alone. Leave him alone. And so, after that, they do go and meet up. Now, let me tell you something. Again, love is a funny thing, okay? Love will make you delusional. Love will make you just do some of the craziest things that you never thought that you would do. Love will make you just lose all type of sensibilities, okay? Common sense going out the window and everything, because you're not thinking with your head, you're thinking with your heart. And sometimes that is not a good thing, okay? And I'm saying all of this because I will never sit there and let somebody call me a bitch to my face, and I didn't even say nothing negative to that point that you needed to call me that, because I'm just trying to get some clarification on some things, or someone tell me basically I ain't shit and I'm not girl, and I'm still gonna sit there and try to, try to get some. No, they didn't tell me what it is. I don't need no more clarification. You don't have to keep on trying to run down on me, trying to hurt my feelings and all that stuff. Because when he said, yeah, when I got out, I thought I was cool on you and everything. Well, I thought I was good with you and everything, whatever. But then when you start living with a person, you actually get to know them. We didn't know each other, which was true. And then you was lying. You fed that girl a fucking dream too, because you said that you wanted to get married to her and all of this stuff. And then as soon as you came out, you threw that out the window. You said I wasn't gonna do that. You said all of what she wanted to hear to keep her on the hook until you got out. And when you told her that, bitch, the only reason why I was with you and up to this point is because I needed room and board. I really believe that. I know you was trying to say that shit to hurt her feelings so that she can get the point that you are done with her. But I really do believe when he said I needed some place to stay. That's just really what it was. That's just really what it was, okay? Sometimes when you trying to break up with a person, or when you're completely done with a person, you will say everything that you really meant. And that's what it was. He was trying to break up, hurt her feelings so that, she can get it clear, because obviously she's not getting it. It's not computing to her that he doesn't want you anymore. That man said, I'm not attracted to you. You're not pretty. You're not this. You're childish as fuck. He was going down the line and then called her a bitch in the process. And I'm like, oh my God. And she was like, oh my God, I just want to know, where is this coming from? And why are you, baby, we don't need no more explanations, okay? Because after we done said all of that, that's how you truly feel. It's over, it's done with. And I don't need to be degraded and all of that shit anymore, okay? You can go about your day. You can go about your merry day. And I mean, the way that Daniel is like disgusted with the bitch. Listen, mind you, I just called her a bitch too. I'm sorry, girl. That's just how I talk. But he somewhat kind of tried to blame the reason why he went back to drinking and doing all that shit on her. And I was with her like, no, you can't put that on me. But at the end of the day, you're a grown man, and that was your decision that you made. And if you felt like you were stressed out to that point, you should have been ended the relationship, okay? So, yeah, let that go. Move on, Bianca. I'm pretty sure that they have. Will and Courtney, I don't ever want to see Courtney again, okay? Will could come on here with a new boo, because I'm pretty sure Will gives me that type of person. Even though he went through this experience that he went through with Courtney, he would do it again. The exact same way. And what I mean by that, he will be back on this show with another inmate. People like him don't learn their lessons, okay? Because what will possess you to start talking to somebody for a few months, and when they get out, you get married to them literally less than 24 hours less than 12 hours that they've been out, okay? You don't know this person. You don't know them from anywhere. And it was all just a lustful thing. It was not love. And that's what it is. They keep confusing and thinking that, oh, I'm so in love. You're not in love. You're in lust. You saw somebody that you thought was attractive. And they are very appealing to you sexually, and you can't wait to hit it. And that's just really what it is. Because then once you get what you want out of that sexually, and you realize the personality really ain't there, that you're not attracted to, then what? You get into situations like this. Okay? And so with that being said, he was waiting for her to bring the divorce papers, and it was looking like she wasn't gonna come, but she came at the last minute, and she had the nerves to be like, "Oh my God, where is he at?" I said, "Girl, go up into the hotel and call him down." But Courtney, you really thought that you was doing something by giving him back that ring and putting it in mud? Ooh. We could be so petty and think that we really doing something and ain't doing a damn thing, okay? Because now that he found out that the shit was fake or whatever, I just throw that shit away. I would have just dropped it on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And then to get upset with him and talking about how he's such this terrible person and he don't know how to be a husband and he wasn't there for his wife. What? He was there for you from day one. He came and got your ass, gave you money, gave you a phone, gave you clothes, took you to the halfway house, and all you had to do was stay clean. You couldn't hold up your end of the bargain, so therefore, what? So now you're upset at him because he's like, absolutely not. I'm not finna go through this because I can already see what this is. And he probably would have took it back had you not been there with Mark. And then you had him on the phone. He heard him in the background? No. Absolutely not. Then, talking about, I've been in jail with over 600 women and all that shit, and I know what bitches look like, and you a bitch and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. I was with Will, like, okay, and you a hoe. Okay, so that's just really what it is. And when they was in that confessional together, he said, listen, I'm only here because I'm trying not to get fined. That's just what it is. He said, listen, I'm not going to look at her. I'm only looking at y'all. I'm only talking to y'all. The bitch hurt me so bad. And the bitch came up here with some other nigga, some other dude, okay? And she was like, the producer's like, who was he? Oh, he just a friend. And it was like, Will said, okay, now this time tell the truth. She started laughing. She started laughing like it was the most hilarious thing that somebody has ever said to her. Just gut busting laughing and said, if only you knew. I said, see, Courtney, then that's why I don't see it for you, girl. Moving on from them, Will, let the hoe go, okay? You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, okay? That's just really what it is. Or a scammer into a legit person. They're always gonna scam. And that's what she was doing. And I want her to admit that. Moving on from that, who else was in this episode? Brooke and JK. Bitch. This is the reason why I really wanted to get on here, because Brooke, she incensed me. Like, I just really do not like that bitch. I don't like her. Because we found out that JK got a job now, right? Okay, cool. Brooke also got a job now. Now let me tell you something, JK. I would have turned my ass around and I would have left your ass right there at that goddamn gate. Okay, as soon as you pulled out that lock. So he went and he was trying to pick up Brooke and, do a little date or whatever, give her a little day and try to show her that, hey, I'm going to be on the up and up after seeing your emotions and everything when you was at my mom and dad house and, the whole pregnancy scare and all that shit. That just make me realize that, you really here for me. What? Why did it take that for you to realize that she was really there for you? Like, she really locked in. She about to beat your other bitch ass. Like, come on. Like, she got her ass beat by your other bitch. And you just not realizing this? Like, girl, nigga, she fighting over you. Okay? And so at this point, he was like, yeah, I want to give you some just to show you that I'm locked in for real, and can't nothing break us apart. you know, and he opened up the box and I said, I know it ain't no ring. Where you get the money from? You just got a job. Bitch, it was an actual lock. A lock that you buy from the hardware store. Not even, it wasn't no combination lock, but it was a lock. I said, what? And then gonna write JK and Brooke on there, and then gonna put it on the this random ass goddamn gate and said, can't nothing break us apart. That means we locked in forever. I was with Brooke for once. I was with Brooke and said, bitch, what the fuck? Are you serious? What the hell this gonna do? And it's supposed to show that you really trying to be in it. Get out of here. This is so, I understand the thought, but come on. No. And then she gets in her feelings all about the fact that he lied about talking to Alex. That's just all that it is. She don't know it, but she feels some type of way about the fact that his family still associates with her. And his daddy specifically, they always talking. And she don't have that relationship with his father. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, at the end of the day, I don't understand why your family's so close to her when you're not even with her, and they need to cut her off, okay? They need to cut her off. And then the whole thing when she was talking to her mom and talking about how, well, you know, I got to do all this stuff or whatever, and, you know, my boyfriend ain't up here helping me. I gotta pay for this and I gotta pay for that, and my boyfriend ain't doing this for me, and my boyfriend ain't. That bothered me so much, because at the end of the day, y'all ain't even been on the same page for a full month, okay? Then you're making it seem as if it's his responsibility to take care of your bills in a house that he's not living in, to take care of your kids that he's not the father of, a man that you are not married to. He's a quote-unquote boyfriend, and I put that in quotation marks because that's debatable. He's not a husband. If he was your husband, legally, yeah, he'd be obligated to help you out, for real, you know? But he's not. And why would you even want to put all of that on and make promises with a person like that who just came out of jail, and then who was showing you his true character? He can't even tell you the truth. Then he over there talking to his daddy about Alex, and he was like, well, you want me to be cool with Brooke or whatever. She don't even talk to me. I don't know her like that. I met her once when you was like 13 years old. But Alex, she's been around. She's been there for you, going to see you all the time, helping you out, helping your mama out, talking to me whenever things going on. We talk. Now, I got a little concerned. I said, wait a minute, what? Why are you talking 3 to 4 hours on the phone with this man? I said, Alex, what's going on? You got something going on with him too? He was like, I'm a truck driver. I'm on the road. She just talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he don't like Brooke. He don't like Brooke. He didn't want to say that he don't like Brooke. He just said, I don't know her, which is true, but he don't like her. Okay, that's just really what it is. She has a very nasty attitude and a disturbing ass spirit about her. Her aura is just disgusting. Okay. Even when she's trying to be a positive person, you could just tell that it's just not really her, right? And so the daddy was like, so when it comes to Alex, you been telling the truth about everything? You still want her or not? You still messing around with her? It was like, you could tell me. It's cool, because I mean, she done already told me everything. And he said, oh man, what you talking about? What she done told you? That she pregnant, bitch. He was like, I don't know. I mean, if she pregnant, I don't know if it's mine. I mean, it could be anybody. Bitch, if she pregnant, it's yours. Okay? Because you done already lied and said that you only talked to her or went to her home that one time that we seen when Brooke tracked you down. Come to find out, we done already got it on tape that you went another time that we didn't realize what was going on because you never told us. And yeah, he been fucking around with her. And he lied. Everybody's lying on this show. And it's like, you're caught on camera. Why do you want to lie? Meanwhile, Brooke, let that man go. Let him go. And I'm like, she was like, So you got money to go get your teeth fixed, but you ain't gonna come over here and help us out with the bills and stuff. Like, bitch, what? That pissed me off. But at the end of the day, and when she said, well, he got his teeth fixed now, no, and I don't have to be kissing a rot mouth. The way I had to rewind when I heard that, because I said, so you mean to tell me you love this man that much that you would kiss a rot mouth? That means that his teeth were rotted or they weren't there, and 9 out of 10, his breath was stinking because of it. JK ain't even fine like that to be doing all of that. He ain't even got a job to be doing all that. He ain't even giving you no money, no assistance to be doing all of that. You putting your body through what for this? Girl, you have low self-esteem, because I would not. Anyway, moving on from that. Speaking of low self-esteem, we get to Deandre and Kiana and Joella. Joella sat down with Big Mama, her grandmama, right? And her grandma was basically telling her, bitch, just let the shit go with Deandre. I understand that you probably still got feelings for him, but he is literally playing you, and he think that y'all are dumb. He think that he got 2 stupid women, and that's why he's ping-ponging between both of y'all, and because y'all letting him. And she said the same thing that we've been saying. You keep on allowing this man to come over and fuck you. He's never going to choose you. It was like he sleeps with you, but he don't want you. He wants Kiana. Your own fucking grandmother is telling you this, right? And then you got Kiana. She goes see a lawyer, and Deandre's daddy take her to go see a lawyer, right? About this whole charge incident with the car and all that stuff. And the lawyer wound up saying, well, bitch, you got a warrant out for you because of this whole situation. And she was like, but I didn't do anything, and how is that possible? Girl, she pressed charges, and this is the law, this is how it works, and if they stop your ass, you can go to jail. And they was like, just turn yourself in and you'll get right back out because you got the bail. You know, here's my thing with Kiana. It's not worth it, baby. It's not worth it. You literally are concerned about your record, about your livelihood, the way that you can provide for your family, your kids, and you're about to throw it all away because of this dirty dick nigga that keep going between you and Joella, and ain't no telling what other women that he's going between. Okay? He's putting you into this situation. Now, I cannot for sure say that he did something or that she did something to that girl's car, because now I'm confused. Because then Joella comes over, she puts the security cam up and showing that he left her home that night, and then came back after they got into an argument. She didn't want to have sex with him. Then he came back and convinced her to have sex with him. Really wasn't that much. And you hit him kissing or whatever. This is the same night that all of this was supposed to have happened with the breaking of the car, tires and all that stuff. This was that same night when the day before, after, we saw Kiana asking Deandre, what time did you come home? And he was like around 12, son, whatever. Mind you, on the security camera, it said 1 a.m. So it was way after that. He was still over there at Joella's house. They're still messing around. And he's going to deny when the proof is right there. And at this point, it's like the way that they was kind of like setting it up was like, because they got into an argument, he walked out. So did he do it to her car? Do that shit to the car? Or what? And Kiana, if you did do this, like at this point, I don't even know. But after all of this shit, he would have to go. I would have to move on because I need better for myself, and I can't be stressed out over this shit. Like, what you are doing to these women is just really fucked up. Really, really fucked up. Okay? And the fact that they allowing it to happen and they're going back and forth at each other instead of going at his ass and teaming up against his ass, that's just ridiculous, okay? Moving on from that, Troy and Zaria. I don't like that bitch. I don't, and I never will. You know, when I don't like somebody, I just really want to go in on them because the bitch has a very nasty attitude, and I don't want to come off like, you know, a evil person or whatever, you know, to be talking about somebody's looks and all that shit, because I know I'm not the finest, but at the end of the day, bitch, this is what we mean with say just because you're light skinned don't mean that you're pretty. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Because sometimes I kind of, even if some people may not see the colorism and things, I kind of see it myself or whatever. And I'm probably like reaching a little bit, but it's like, she feels like, I don't know, for some reason it just feels like she thinks she can get away with it because of that. Get away with the bullshit that she does because of that. Throw these fits because of that. Be acting so fucking insecure because of that. I don't know, bitch. Like, your man is in New York, in Syracuse, well, actually in Buffalo, to see about his goddamn family. He is going through a fucking mental health crisis, and you are up here talking about something where I don't know if he's really out there doing what he said he was doing, and you know, Jana don't want to talk and all this stuff and blah 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 because her best friend came over, you know. And I'm just sitting here like, you got a friend that's playing into the bullshit, and I cannot stand bitches that do that. Be a friend to me and tell me the fucking truth. Tell me I need to calm the fuck down, okay? Tell me that. But this man is over there trying to get a memorial set up for his father because he wasn't able to be there at the funeral and properly bury his father because he was in jail. He was also out there trying to make sure his brother was okay. He was also out there visiting his other brother's grave. He has not seen another woman outside of his sister that we saw. And Zaria is over there thinking basically that he being sneaky and doing all this shit. Granted, I understand feeling some type of way that he just got up and left without, you know, properly telling you, like giving you a little heads up before and not just leaving the day of or the minute of. I get that. But that just goes to show the way that Zaria is acting. She don't trust that man. She don't trust him and probably would never trust anybody. That's just probably how she always do, you know? And you can see the emotional pain that he is in. And also, I don't like Jana. I don't like Jana. Because again, Jana is being a bitter baby mama. And I hate to say that, but baby, that's what you're doing. You are upset that you were not chosen. You are upset that that man went to prison and came out with a wife and the wife wasn't you. That's what you're upset with. You thought that you had the upper hand by having his child and that he was going to come home to you. Y'all was going to fix things and it was going to be all to the good. And then he went to prison, found another woman, got married to her, and that was it. He don't want nothing to do with you. He just want to be with his daughter. He wants to see his child. And you are literally holding that child over his head. You are using her as a pawn, okay? You won't let him see his baby when you got men out here that don't even give a damn about their seed. And this man is up here trying to see your child. Zaria said he didn't want to go ahead and try to get full custody because he didn't want to put her through that. Talking about Jana, you know what I'm saying? Because he probably feel guilty about the fact that she had to raise her all these years without him because he was in jail. But at this point, given how she's been acting, I think you need to go ahead, Troy, and just put them papers on her. Put them papers on her. Because if I'm calling, I already told you my wife is not here. Why won't you let me see my daughter? I'm here for the next couple of days. Why won't you let her come over and spend the night? Why go through all these hoops and hurdles when I asked you, can my daughter come to my father's memorial? And you asked why? Because that was her goddamn granddaddy. Even if it wasn't, he wants his daughter there for emotional support. Let him come. Let her come. Oh, she just really irked me so bad. She irked me so bad. And then he had to, break it down to like, I apologize for this and I apologize for that. I just want to see my daughter. I don't want no more drama and all that stuff. I'm like, and she just went on ahead and said, okay. I said, so that's all you really wanted? Even though he 9 and 10 probably done said that before? Oh, okay. And then when he gets on the phone with Zaria, and this man is, you can hear it in his voice, that he is emotionally spent. And that he just needs the comfort of his wife. And he's telling her what's going on. He apologizes for just leaving the way that he did. And asks her, can you come out here to be with me at my father's funeral? She said, well, you done put me through all of this, and now all of a sudden you want me to just pick up and go when you ain't even tell. Bitch, it shouldn't even been all of that. And I can't stand a bitch that just want to argue. There was no reason to argue. You need to pick up on the cues. See, this is a person that's so self-absorbed, okay? So fucking selfish that you want to continue an argument when your man and the person that you are trying to argue with is not trying to give you that energy. The man is crying out for you. And instead of just saying, yeah, baby, I'll be there, just give me a few. You want to go into this whole, bitch, I would have said, you know what? Fuck you, bitch. Just stay home. Then it would have been a whole nother problem for that. Oh my God. Everybody needs to break up. Everybody needs to break up. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Again, hopefully the sound is okay. If not, I apologize. Like I said, I'm recording at work. But matter of fact, let me get my ass downstairs. It's almost time to go anyway. I'll see y'all later. Peace.